Hello everyone, welcome to the podcast. My name's Emma and I knit and stuff. I also dye woolly wool with natural dyes, and I'm here today to talk to you about my knitting and to talk to you about some colours that I've been dyeing with natural dyes. I'm sitting here today in a finished object which I'm very, very pleased with. And I've got my hot water bottle cover and my hot water bottle. I knitted this last year, I think during Vlogmas actually. It's called the Cozy bottle by, I'm not sure who, I'll put the designer name here. But it's very much needed on a day like this. The fire's on. So yeah, welcome to my cozy spot. The jumper I have just finished, I haven't woven in the ends yet, is an all over textured jumper. It's called Sweater number 18 by My Favourite Things Knitwear. I started this last month. I'm not sure how far I got last month, but basically I finished it last night and I blocked it overnight and it is dry in time to podcast, which is great. I've never actually done an all over textured jumper before, so this was something new. I didn't actually try on what I had knit in the last podcast to show you what it looks like. Someone said it looks huge, but to me it has just got the perfect amount of ease and it just lies and sits so well on the body after blocking. So you basically, it's got an amazing shoulder detail here. I really like this. I think it's so tidy looking. The whole thing's really tidy looking. Just a really nice neat knit. So it's, I think you start at the back of the neck, which is a little bit unusual. Excuse me. But I've done that on a couple of projects recently and I really like it because you're not doing any like German short rows, you're not doing anything like that. I can't remember how I did the neck shaping exactly on this project, but I barely noticed doing it. It was very easy and there was no short rows, so I really liked that. And you could focus on just knitting the beautiful texture, which I really like. So knit the body. I blocked it before I knitted the hem because of course with this you don't know how far down it's going to stretch out because the texture kind of tends to scrumple up before it's blocked. So I blocked it before I knitted the hem, and I'm really quite short. I'm only 5'2", and usually things I have to knit them a couple of inches shorter than the pattern recommends, otherwise they're just too long. But the body on this worked perfect. When I did my gauge swatch, I don't remember checking the row gauge, but maybe I should have done that. Either way, it worked out fine. The sleeves are maybe a tad too long, but they are nice and cozy for this weather. I mean, I obviously could have knitted the cuff shorter, but I really like the long look of the cuff. And the only modification that I really made was here. You're supposed to knit 4 rows of stockinette after this last pattern repeat. In both of these, I only did 2. You can actually barely see it on this one. Just to make the sleeves a little bit shorter because I'm quite short of arm. And as you can see, the sleeves are quite long, but I'm happy enough with how it looks. And to make it like significantly shorter, I would have to miss out a pattern repeat, and I think that would have made it maybe too short. So knit the body, knit the sleeves. It's, I guess it's drop shoulder, but I think it looks really good. And then I did the neckline, which it's a folded neckline, which I'm really happy with how this sits around my neck. It's the perfect height, like it's not too high, but it's not like stretching out, so I'm really pleased with that. Tubular bind off here, and on the hem. I love the tubular bind off so much. I will do it on everything now if I can. I just think it looks so good. And the only time when I didn't think it looked great is when you do it I did it once on a 2x2 rib and it definitely didn't look as slick as it looks on the 1x1 rib. It looks a lot tidier on 1x1 rib. But yeah, really pleased with how this looks. The yarn I used was my own yarn. I held together a strand of my Causeway yarn, and that was just undyed, along with my natural sock in a very light pinky taupey colour. And that creates an iron weight gauge. I knitted this, I went down a needle size because I'm a very loose knitter, and I did achieve gauge. In the pattern they recommend knitting with a 5. I had to go down to a 4 and a 3. 4 for the body, 3 for the cuffs and the neckline. And yeah, I really enjoyed this pattern. I know someone's going to ask me what size did I knit and how many skeins did I use. I think I knitted size 3. And I think I used 3 each of the natural sock and the Causeway yarn. So that it turned out really good. So when I was halfway through knitting this, I had already decided that I wanted to do something else in this combination. Because the Causeway yarn is woolen spun and the natural sock yarn is worsted spun, they just create a really nice fabric. Like, you get the airiness of the woolen spun, but then you get the drape of the worsted spun. And to me, it just works so well. So I'm really so happy with how this turned out. So yes, I was halfway through knitting this and I was like, I need to cast on something else with this combination. Like, it's too good. It's too good. So I have to plan really far in advance if I want to like dye myself some yarn. So like, I started this process like several weeks ago of dyeing myself enough yarn for my next project. And I am going to be casting on, oh, did you catch a glimpse of the colour there? I'm going to be knitting the Eon sweater by November Knits using the natural sock and the Causeway yarn together, and it's going to be a very subtle marl. This is a very subtle marl. This is slightly less subtle, but I think it's going to look amazing. I was kind of aiming for the same colour, like more like this colour, but I didn't manage it. I'm only human, people. Anyway, I think that's going to look amazing together, and I'm going to knit the Eon by November Knits, which has a little bit of a similar neckline to this. I think it has German short rows, but the cool thing about this next pattern is it's got a split here and a very large amount of ribbing, and I think it looks really cool. And it's because of that split, you can then wear it with dresses, skirts, and the only thing you can't do is a French tuck with it. So yeah, I think it's going to be a really sweet knit. I'm really looking forward to doing that. And the cool thing is, because I'm using the same yarn and the gauge is the same, I don't need to do a gauge swatch, which I'm so happy about. So I'm going to be casting it on tomorrow night, I think. So I'm really excited about that. So you'll probably see me knitting on that during Vlogmas, which is fun. I think it'll be quite an easy knit, although maybe I'm wrong about that. But I also want to, okay, I'm going to stop talking about what I want to cast on. I'm going to talk about my next finished object, and then we'll get on to dream projects and whips in a little while. So I have finished this. Do you see how airy and beautiful this is? This is a shawl. This was a languishing whip for the longest time, maybe 2 years. I found it in a drawer. I was like, wow, I know someone who would really like this for a Christmas present. So I had actually knitted it all, bar, oh, I'm showing you the wrong side. I had knitted it all, bar this little border. Can you see? So it's all garter stitch and then this little stockinette border at the bottom, and then an I-cord bind off. So that's all I had to do to this to actually finish it off, which feels like a real little boost. I found someone who's gonna love it, my sister-in-law. She's also a knitter, so she'll really appreciate this. And it's basically just a made-up pattern that I started knitting this in my blue textile. And I think I knitted it on 4.5mm needles, but like I said, I'm a very loose knitter. And then how I did this was I was increasing on the center spine every other row and increasing at the edges on every row. So that's just kind of how I did that. I really like how it turned out, and the blue textile, oh my goodness, is so nice. I should have said the Causeway yarn is a mixture of Oxford Down and Teeswater. The natural sock is a mix of Blueface Leicester and Cheviot. So we're all about the woolly breeds here. The sheepy wool. And the blue textile, I don't think the camera's picking it up. It's getting quite dull here. But it has the most delightful blue hue to this yarn, which is from the blue textile sheep. In an ideal world, I think for shawl gift giving, I would probably have done a crescent shaped shawl rather than a triangular shawl. I'll just try it on. I still have a progress keeper on here somewhere because I dropped a stitch. You know, you can obviously sit with it like this, which is really nice. You can, you know, wear it like this. But if you're someone who's not used to knitting and wearing shawls, this would maybe seem like a weird way to wear what is essentially kind of a scarf. I don't know. So I maybe would have done like a crescent shaped one if I'm doing a gift, because it's more like a regular scarf. But anyway, this is something that only knitters have really, which is kind of cool. So I hope she likes it. I've showed it to her. She likes the fabric. She's all about the squishy fabric, so I got her sorted there. So yeah, there's my drop stitch in there. Works in progress. I have only one work in progress because I finished this last night. So you've seen these before. These are my socks that I started knitting a while ago in my little Alex Collins sock sack. So this colourway is my Candlelit Banquet on my natural sock yarn. So finished one sock, happy days. And I kind of forgot when I started knitting the second one, oh, all my stitches were falling off, that I used some of this in various other projects, so I didn't actually have a 100-gram skein. I'm holding it double, which means you have to be able to get a pair of socks out of 50 grams if you do that, otherwise you'll not have enough. I do that, but when I started thinking about this, I realised I used it for a large swatch and also to piece together a blanket, so I probably only had like 70 grams, possibly. Anyway, I've got this far and this is how much I've got left. I think there's maybe like 8 grams or something left. So I think what I'm going to do is rip back this toe to like here. Hopefully that will get me near the end of the foot. And then I'll knit the toes in different colours. I think that's what I'm going to do to try and get this project finished. This colourway will be in tonight's shop update. It's kind of like a unicorn colour, speckled. Naturally dyed speckled. You probably can't even see it very well in here because the light's not great now. And you know what? It's 3:30. It's getting dark so fast. I'm going to whiz through and show you some stuff that is coming in the shop tonight, which I am so excited about. And then I'm going to tell you about my dream knits. So I'll show you the non-yarn stuff first. So I'll just whiz through this super quick. Alex Collins DPN cozies are making a comeback. Woo! Laura Boyd ceramics. Well, these mugs will also be coming to the shop. Festive mugs. I will also have Neri Nog's Gorse Flower and Irish Seaweed chocolate. and it is vegan and organic, dairy and gluten free, and Neri Nog's drinking chocolate, which is also organic, dairy and gluten and palm oil free, all those good things. This chocolate's actually made in Northern Ireland, which is so cool, and they choose very like specific, sorry, maybe I should say it's roasted in Northern Ireland. It's obviously not grown in Northern Ireland, but this one's from the Dominican Republic, and this one is from Togo, the actual cocoa beans. So that's cool. Right, next up, yarn. I'm just gonna go through this super quick, and then I want to talk about my dream knits and upcoming projects, and maybe a little bit about how I'm gonna do Vlogmas if I have time. Okay, so we'll start with my natural sock. What have I got here? I've got a lot of sock sets, mini skein sets, the works, peppermint and cream sock set, solstice sock set. I'll have the night before Christmas sock set. I'll have Winter Whispers. It's a speckled colourway on natural sock. I'll have this. It's actually a mini skein set, so when you unwind this skein, each one of these colours is a mini skein, and you just wind them up as normal. There's 120 grams and there's 6 different colours here, but I just wind them up like this just for ease of twisting. This is called a wee stocking filler. Christmas lights, fireside embers. Ooh, I love this one. Imagine this as a December bow, or like a little Sophie scarf. I'm gonna have Fernie corner kits in this colour. I just named it teal. Whoa, it's the same subliminal colour choices. Evergreen. I'm having a real green moment right now. And Hearth Decay. I'm having my first Hearth Decay mini skein set. This is called Mistletoe Magic. So this would be good for colour work, and you could pair it with undyed just to make the colours pop. Hearth Decay, I'll also, here's a few other colours that I'll have. Toasted Hazelnut, love this brown, it's just so, I'd love to knit some for my little girl on this. Fur Glade too, absolutely in love with this, would keep it. I should say I'll have some of the undyed Causeway in stock, and loads of options for the natural sock in these type of light colours, and I'm going to be doing a restock of that next month as well, in case you want to knit this here. Frosted Bows. I'm also restocking a lot of hearth sock because it's very popular at the minute, so I'll show you what I have coming in that. A sock set, and this is Midnight sock set. The main colours dyed actually with walnut husks. I don't think you can see it so well here, but it is like kind of a nice warm brown. Cognac, Mulberry, Frost Laden Pines. This is a personal favourite that I really wanted to keep, but I'm trying to have some willpower. Mustard Green 2. Then there is Winter Pine Shadows and Fireside Embers. Oh my goodness, this red is literally, it's got me. So that's all I've got down to show you. There'll be tons more of this type of thing. I just couldn't bring it all downstairs. So let's talk about my long awaited, discussed and thought about colourwork project because I'm still in a pickle about it. I think I finally made a decision what colourworks sweater I want to knit. And I think I've decided that I would like to knit the Ainsley by Mary Henderson. put a picture here. The reason for that is my original choice was the Ronsley, but I later realised you could only buy it as part of an ebook, and it wasn't going to be launched as an individual pattern in the foreseeable future, as in not in the next year or two. So I thought, right, well, I'm not waiting that long. So I need to just do a swatch, buy the pattern, do a swatch, and see if I can make the colours that I've dyed up work for that pattern. I might be able to add in a natural kind of peaty Mice Warbles and Blue Texel limited edition base and see if that would work as an extra colour. But basically I would love to cast this on in the next 2 weeks, I would say. And yeah, so I'll probably, hopefully be knitting it over Vlogmas as well. I have to knit my niece a pair of socks for Christmas because I've kind of been promising them, and every time I see her and I'm wearing my own hand knit socks, she comes over to me and like pets my feet. So I really need to give that to her. I also, on my knit wish list, is a December bow. I would like to knit this in my Causeway yarn as a little Christmas situation, so to wear, I think, with this. So I want something, either I can attach it to a bauble here like this and it would look really cute, or have it in a clip like Petite Knit does it and put it up here. I just think that would be so cute. I was going to do it in undyed Causeway, but I would also, I think it would be really nice in the hearthstock in this colour. It's a little, it would be a little hint of the festive season. Oh, I forgot to show you this. This is my Christmas Swells and Ship Bells hearthstock mini skein set. The light is totally gone now. So let me see what else I have to talk about. Maybe that's it. Just Vlogmas then. So I will be doing Vlogmas, not every day. I never do it every day because that's a bit much. And I want to take a little bit of time off and do a few things for myself. I don't take very much time off during the year usually, so this is my time to just take a breather. So watch out for that here. I'm going to aim for like 2 episodes a week, I think, or maybe more. We'll see how it goes, see what interesting things I'm doing. You'll probably expect a bit of baking, a bit of sourdough stuff, definitely plenty of knitting. I would like to get a renovation vlog up there, but I think I'll just keep that as a separate thing. And yeah, tell me your crack. What are you knitting these days? And I feel like I could have said so much more in this episode, but I'm running out of light and I'm running out of space in my phone. You might have noticed that I did monetize my channel recently for various reasons, mainly inflation. And that means from that money I could maybe buy a vlogging camera eventually. I'm very tempted to, just to have something that's better in low light, something that doesn't run out of space all the time. So thanks to everyone who watched the ads, because that means hopefully you'll be getting better quality videos in the not too distant future. Although I do kind of feel like I should be spending that money on my childcare bill rather than a vlogging camera, but we'll see. We'll get the studio finished, we'll see how it's going. I'd say we're like 60% there to 70% there with the studio build. It's going well. I hope to move in around February half term. Although first of all I wanted to move in at Halloween, and then I wanted to move in at Christmas, then the end of January, and now it's like February half term. So it's like a classic Grand Designs project. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, thanks for watching today. My update is tonight, the 22nd of November, 8 PM GMT. I'll put the time here. And yeah, I'm going to have a few extra things coming in the shop in December that I've already dyed, but basically stuff I didn't get finished for this update, so I'm going to be putting them in like next week probably, including more of these type of colours for this. So stay tuned for all of that good stuff, and thanks for watching. I'll catch you later. Bye.